So begins the reworking of this exhaust. So the plan is this: take the front cylinder pipe, I'm gonna try and move it up about 2 inches and in 1 1/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna first deal with that. And then I'm gonna try and figure out this rear cylinder, which is gonna have to go down and below and around and still try to get the same design just with the reverse top and bottom pipes. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the carb, install the brake master cylinder. I'm gonna put on the oil tank just to make sure that all my clearances will work. And then the plan is gonna be to make as few cuts as possible to try and save money so I don't have to order parts. I might be able to utilize some of this. I think I'm gonna cut it from here and here and here and leave this together and possibly rotate that up. But I'm gonna start with the front cylinder pipe and then we'll see what needs to be adjusted from there. And yeah, I think we'll be okay. We just gotta get at it. All right, here we are, June 30th. Just setting up for the exhaust rework and trying to reconfigure it to the original plan that I wanted. Kind of got it set up there, parallel with the lower portion of the frame. Got the front cutout section. Hopefully I can cut that up a little bit and use some of those bends to finish this. May have to adjust it a little bit. Probably gonna shorten it up a little bit more. Probably take that little section out, bring this in a little bit. Master cylinders in there, oil tanks in there, carburetors on, although that's not the final carburetor. I'm still trying to source a Super E, but getting anybody to ship anything to California is impossible. But I'll figure it out. The biggest concern is we're clearing the brake pedal now. Before, this sat right over the top of it and was completely unfunctional. But yeah, there we go. Off to a good start. I know the pain is coming, but I can't complain yet. After a few hours, I'm pretty happy with what we got. We got less pieces. Not such a crazy meandering design. It's tucked in tight, straight. My flange is straight. I still got a pretty big gap in there. You can see that. I'm gonna have to deal with that. I wonder if that flange is a little bit warped. The rear cylinder pipe is definitely gonna be a bit more of a challenge. I cut the flange off of it, and that's my starting point. So not good, but I definitely gonna have to order some parts for this guy because I don't think I can make anything happen with what I've got, which is cool. Kind of what I expected, but able to salvage this front piece without adding anything, actually just taking away, redoing the angles, looks so much better. Now I just gotta see how my welder's doing. All right, chopper fans, it is now July 20. I've been extremely busy with work and went to Vegas, and I had a track day at Laguna Seca last week, and I have nothing on the plans for the next several weeks. So I need to finish mocking this exhaust up. Front pipe, I was pretty sure it's done. All my lines match up pretty well. I'm super happy with it. Made a couple wood blocks in there to just hold in the position so I can dial in this lower piece, which is going to be the challenge. I already got this set up and I have to cut that. Obviously, I got a couple brand new 90 degrees to work with, but ultimately the goal is to get this guy in here, something like that. I'm going to shorten the top pipe too because I want these to be a little bit more symmetrical. So by the time I put the tip on, it's probably going to be about 8 inches shorter just to give it some symmetry. Look at this guy, somewhere about there. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge on this rear cylinder, but that is where I'm at today. I've got all this goofy zip ties everywhere because my welder doesn't have the ability to do stainless steel. I'm not set up for that. And my guy just had surgery about, I don't know, a week ago. So he's gonna be out for another 3 weeks, which gives me time to dial this in. So that is what I'm starting today. We'll see how far I get. It took me probably about 3 hours to dial in this front cylinder. And honestly, I don't even know that it's 100% down, because I know once those tacks go on, it's gonna kind of shift a little bit. So I was really trying to get it in the exact position so that these two pipes are lined up in the rear. And that's gonna be the fun part. So yeah, good luck to me. Well, I think that is my stopping point of the day. This already had welded on it. It was a long sweeping 90. I cut it down to try and make it work. What I need is another short 90, like I had two of those guys. So I need to order one more of those, so it's a little bit tighter. That just becomes too much of an oval, and it's just not what I want. So no big deal. Order a couple parts, and it'll take me about a week or so to get those parts in. But as far as the top portion goes, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, it's not quite sitting in there just right, but you get the idea. And it comes out right where I needed to, between the master cylinder and the clutch linkage. Should sit above the clutch linkage and probably be within about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch above or below the front cylinder pipe. So definitely moving in the right direction. Just need to order some parts, so we'll pick this up in a couple weeks, and I think I got about 4 weeks till my welder's ready to go, so I'm still good on time. All right, I think I'm pretty dialed in with the exhaust. I got that routed underneath. Got my new piece, which is gonna go on here, like such. And then pipe's gonna come out to here-ish. I'm still gonna shorten the top one up a little bit. But my welder is down for a month because he broke his shoulder. So I gotta wait for him. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna do some body work. I started it. Got the tank off. Put on a pretty heavy coat of primer just to kind of get things going. I got a little bit of a sanding done to it, but it's amazing for a brand new piece. It still needs to be skimmed with some filler. It's got some weld marks that were ground down, and when it was stamped, there's some marks on the side. So it definitely needs a bit more attention than I was kind of expecting, but not a big deal. This will give me something to do in the next month. I'm not going to do the rear fender yet until the exhaust is done, because it's such a pain in the ass to blow that apart and put it all back together. I'm going to wait till it's time for powder coating before I get to that. So that's where we're at. Today is July 29. So unfortunately, it's going to be the end of August by the time I get this welding and this exhaust and get that over and done with. But once that's done, it's rock and roll. Well, not much left to do. Just powder coating and some paint work and final assembly. So getting close. Oh yeah, and engine stuff too. I gotta re-gasket the motor, and you know, there's always devils in the detail. But yep, that's where we're at. All right, here's where we're at. Skimmed it with a little bit of glazing putty just to take out some of the imperfections from manufacturing. Hit it with a couple of coats of heavy build primer. Did a little bit of sanding, and then just hit it with some guide coat, just to make the next sanding process a little bit easier and find those low spots. But I think it's coming along pretty good. No complaints. Using the 320 after the guide coat. I got some low spots I gotta deal with still. I got a little high spot here and there. I might tap that a little bit. Other than that, pretty good shape. All right, here we are, September 14th. Today is kind of a big day. I'm meeting up with the welder who's finally healed from his accident, and we are going to see if I can't get this exhaust wrapped up today. So I'm super excited to get this over and done with. But there we go, all the pieces laid out, clocked, labeled, should be good to go. We're going to start with a couple tack welds. I'm going to come back for a fitting, and then he's going to just put it all together for me. And the lesson here is learn to do things yourself. So I think in the near future, I'm gonna invest in a TIG welder, and can't see if I can figure out or have someone teach me how to weld stainless. So in the future, I don't have to rely upon other people to help me out. So we'll see how the day goes. Here we are, September 22nd, and the exhaust is finally complete. This wraps up all my fab work. I got the last bung mounted, welded to the frame for the exhaust bracket. I'll get to that after it's been powder coated. But it sits how I originally designed it. It clears all the controls, my master cylinder, my clutch linkage, my high mid brake control. It sits square on the flanges like it didn't do before. And it just has the look that I was going for. And I have never done anything like this, but what I had to do was remove one of the 45 degrees in the front and then reshape the other 3 pipes. And then the rear cylinder got quite a treatment where I had to basically gut the whole thing and add 3 90-degree elbows and then of course manipulate and shape those guys. So this is a victory. It's finally done. On to the next thing. Hopefully I can get this thing blown apart, get it off the powder coat here in a couple weeks. I got a crazy schedule, so I don't have much time to work on it. But yeah, there you go. Tell me what you guys think. I just need to clean them after all. I've been touching them for this past 3 months. Yeah, nice and dirty, but they are perfect now. Yep. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.